So 2024 was a pretty crazy year overall for equities, and 2025 seems to be doing pretty well as well at the start. But there are some things that have been happening that make me a little bit concerned about who this exactly is benefiting, and really this is a continuation of my last video that seems to suggest that if I want to survive and thrive in this new economy, I'm going to have to purchase assets more than anything else. Let's start off by talking about the good news from 2024 economically. In terms of unemployment, we had that drop down to 4.1%, the S&P 500 grew 23%, and the rate of inflation slowed down to 3.63%. All of this is good news for the US economy, but in terms of who this actually benefits the most, we can start seeing what this actually means for average Americans when we start digging into data that has just been released. Starting off with a report that sort of kicked off the idea for this video, we have the Bankrate survey, which measures the emergency fund and preparedness for Americans. In this case, the results of the survey show that Americans are more stressed out than ever before when it comes to emergency expenses. 59% of Americans would have to take out debt in some form, one way or the other, in order to pay for a $1,000 emergency. This is up from 56% in 2024. I think there is a little bit of nuance. There may be people who decided to answer that they use a credit card instead in order to facilitate points, but given the language of pay off over time after using a credit card, I'm a little bit skeptical about that interpretation. Following up on that, the report also suggests that 27% of Americans don't have any emergency savings at all, which is a little bit scary to think about. Of course, there will always be a percentage of people who just have so much in assets that they don't need to have an emergency fund that's dedicated, but I don't think that that's the economic reality for most people. The data on how much Americans save from the Federal Reserve also corroborate the results of this survey. We've seen that although savings has returned from a low in 2022, it's still below the pre-pandemic rate of between 5 and 6%, currently sitting just under 5%. And to top it all off, the economic benefits that we've seen in 2024 don't benefit everyone equally. According to this Oxfam report, billionaires added $2 trillion worth of wealth in 2024, while the number of people who are in poverty stayed about the same. And although 2025 is starting off strong, I don't think that it's necessarily all natural economic growth. We've seen a push for investment into AI, which is questionably profitable, lower interest rates earlier than what I think are appropriate, and tariffs, which are just inflationary in general. So all of this builds to the point that I was trying to make at the start of this video. I think that asset prices are still going to go up, but the benefits of a strong economy are probably not going to benefit everyone equally. This makes me really glad that I'm on the path to financial independence, because I don't know if I'd be able to thrive, let alone survive, if I weren't purchasing these assets in this economy. But those are just my thoughts. I'm curious to hear what you all think, so let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you all in the next video.